What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another tactical IQ quiz. In this video, I have 20 tactical IQ questions where I ask you what that next action should be. And the goal for you guys is to go 20 for 20. This game is between Manchester United and Arsenal, so let's get into it. Question number 1, Manchester United in the red kits, what formation are they playing? Is it A, a 5-4-1, B, a 5-2-3, C, a 4-4-2, or D, a 4-3-3? The answer is B, a 5-2-3. Question number 2, on the flip side, what formation is Arsenal playing in? Is it A, a 5-4-1, B, a 5-2-3, C, a 4-4-2, or D, a 4-3-3? The answer is D, 4-3-3. Now, before we get into all these questions, I really urge you guys to rewind and watch these plays develop instead of just watching that still frame, because when the game is paused, it looks a lot different than when you see the momentum and the movement of the players. Question number 3, Dalot is going to check back and receive this ball from Euro. What should he do next? Should he A, play into Cunha's feet, checking into this space, B, play Mbeumo running down the line, C, drive inside, or D, play into Casemiro's feet? The answer is A, to play into Cunha's feet into this space because of the momentum and the movement of this defender right here. Now, personally, I also kind of like playing into Casemiro's feet. There's a guy right on his back, but he can just hit that first time into space for Mbeumo. I'll give a point for either one of those, and this is the hard part about these quizzes is there's never just truly one answer or one way to play the game. I try my best to find the best cases where I think there's one, but even then, that's never the case. Question number 4, Dalot receives this pass again. Where should this go? Should he A, play again into Cunha's feet, checking into space, B, play into Mbeumo's feet right here, C, play into Bruno Fernandes, making a run in behind, or D, dribble and drive down the line? The answer is C, to play that ball in behind, because as Cunha checks into this space, he's drawing that defender. It's a high line, and there's a lot of space to play in behind. Question number 5, the ball's going to come from Bayindir into De Ligt. What should De Ligt's next action on the ball be? A, play the ball on the far side over to Luke Shaw. B, try to turn out over his right shoulder. C, play this ball first time into Euro's feet. Or D, try a 1-2 with Casemiro here. The answer is C, play this ball out to Euro's feet. With how Arsenal's pressing, the pressure behind, the clear answer is to play out to Euro to break this press. Question number 6, Odegaard checks into this space. What should his next action be? Should he A, turn out over his right shoulder into this space, B, turn inside over his left shoulder into this space, C, set it one touch back to Zubimendi, or D, play it right back to David Raya? The answer is B, turn out over his left shoulder into this space. And I think that, and I'm pretty sure Odegaard did this as well because of that angle of the pressure. Since it's kind of coming from behind him, he can turn and take more of a direct run up the field instead of having to turn out over his right shoulder. Now, turning out over the right shoulder, 100% would have worked, would have been perfectly fine. But I think with that angle, the press already kind of beating that line, that's the right decision. Question number 7, Cunha is going to be pressing here after this back pass. How should he round his run in order to best apply pressure? Should he A, sprint directly at Raya? Should he B, round his run wide to cut off that pass to Gabriel? C, round his run inside to cut off that pass to Ben White? Or should he D, not press and stay on Saliba here? The answer is A, just run directly at Raya. And the reason for this is because everybody else on the field is starting to have pressure applied to them. But the only real outlet is back into Saliba. So if he runs directly at Raya, he can apply pressure and he can also block that pass into Saliba. Question number 8, the ball gets played into Casemiro in the center of the field. Where should he play this next pass? A, into Mbeumo's feet. B, try to play first time into Cunha. C, right back into Euro. Or D, ball in behind for Dalot? The answer is D, ball in behind for Dalot. This is a classic passing sequence that pretty much all teams work on. Lateral ball into the midfield. That midfielder then just hooks that ball in behind for a winger or a fullback or a wingback running in behind. This is really good when there's a high line like you see right now, and it's a really tough ball to defend against. Question number 9, ball comes into Mbeumo here, driving 2v2 counterattack. What should Cunha's off-ball movement look like? Should he A, overlap Mbeumo? B, kind of stray wide and try to get to the back post? C, make a run in behind Gabriel into this space? Or D, make a run in front of Saliba to the penalty spot? Here's a quick hint. Remember that Mbeumo here is left-footed. That should be something Cunha is thinking about as he makes his run. The answer is C, make a run behind Gabriel into this space. Because by running behind Gabriel, if those defenders don't cover that run, you can be slipped in behind and also try to get a shot on goal. Or if that run is followed by Saliba, then that opens up the inside for Mbeumo to cut in on his strong foot. If you guys are watching this video right now, then obviously you like improving your tactical IQ. Well, let me introduce you to another way to improve that, and that's through VR training with Be Your Best. If you're not familiar with it yet, Be Your Best is a VR training platform that drops you right into real match situations to sharpen your scanning, vision, and decision making. And they're also sponsoring today's video. It's trusted by pro players and rising talents all over the world, including Premier League and international stars. With the headset on, you run through match scenarios as if you're truly on the pitch. You scan, react, and make decisions in real time, the entire time training the cognitive side of the game. The best part too is you can rack up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of real game reps without the physical load of all those reps. There's a career mode, practice mode, a status hub to track your development, and there's even an app to track all of your progress. It's scientifically backed too. Players have seen an average 28% boost to their scanning rate after 9 weeks of Be Your Best training. Like I said, it's absolutely ideal to do in the comfort of your own home when you don't want the physical load of training, but you still want to sharpen your game. Endrick recently posted this story of him using Be Your Best training. And recently, when Tchouaméni was asked to play center back for the first time, he actually used Be Your Best to get some cognitive reps in that position before his debut. For me, when I was training with Be Your Best, I realized that I was thinking about scanning and checking my shoulder a lot more in real training sessions and in real games. And that's huge because we obviously all know it's so important to check your shoulder and to scan, but when you're playing and things are going so fast, it can be really hard to remember it when you're being pressed and the ball's being fizzed into you. It didn't completely revolutionize my game or anything, but it really helped with that small detail. And at the professional level, those small details are everything. If you guys are interested, then you can head to beyourbest.com for more info or click the link in my description. And be sure to use my discount code ELITE20 to receive 20% off your first month or year of Be Your Best. Real quick, popping in here from the future, I was just told that Be Your Best is doing an additional Black Friday sale until December 8th. So if you want to get even more savings, then use code BF25 to receive 40% off an annual subscription. Once again, that is only until December 8th. Once again, huge thank you to Be Your Best for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the tactical quiz. Question number 10, Calafiore is dealing with Mbeumo and Dalot overlapping now. How should he best defend the situation? Should he A, take an additional step inside and allow this pass to Dalot overlapping? B, take a step outside, cutting off that pass and forcing Mbeumo inside? C, stay inside, pass Mbeumo off to Martinelli and start to take that overlapping run of Dalot? Or D, stay inside on Mbeumo and allow Martinelli to take that overlapping run from Dalot? I think the answer is C, stay inside, pass Mbeumo off to Martinelli, and then Calafiore takes Dalot's run. This is typically how it's done as a fullback, wingback when you're defending this overlapping situation. You usually 9 out of 10 times are going to take that overlapping run and you're going to pass off whoever it is in the center. Now it depends. Sometimes you stay on that guy if it's a 2v1 or maybe your help is not coming in time or whatever it is. It's not always, but typically when possible, you do want to pass that guy off and you take the guy overlapping. Question number 11, Dorgu now with the ball driving on a bit of a counterattack. What should he do next? Should he A, just shoot and have a go at goal? B, should he whip an early cross into the box? Should he C, drive down the line and look for a cross? Or D, cut inside on the dribble? The answer here is A, just shoot and have a go at goal. Because there's really no runs into the box. If you're looking at the box, Arsenal set, they have 3-4 guys in a line, they're running back, and there's no runs being made quickly. I think you could try to cut inside, but it does get a little closed up there. And I think most of the time you're just going to close up your space. There's nobody to cross it to. I don't think driving to the line or whipping an early ball is the right decision. At this point, I think the highest likelihood to get a chance at goal is just to shoot from this angle. If he was a few yards wider, maybe that wouldn't be the right choice, but he's actually kind of in a good angle at goal. It's not the best, but it's a good enough angle to have a shot. Question number 12, where and how should Dalot cross this ball? Should he A, just try to smash this ball across the 6-yard box maybe for Cunha? B, try to cut this ball top of the box for Dorgu? C, maybe try to clip this ball back post for Mason Mount? Or D, try to cut this ball back for Mbeumo? For me, the answer is smash that ball across the 6-yard box for Cunha. This is a rare one where I disagree with what happened when I was watching this back. I think you have to try to play this ball into Cunha because there's 1v1 in that 6-yard box. Now, obviously, we're looking at this at a bird's eye view, paused, slow motion. It's a lot easier for us. Now, there is something to be said, maybe the position of the defender in front of Dallo. Maybe he couldn't get a clean cross off. But again, I think it's worth just trying to smash it in, go for the meg, go for a little hook around the defender in front of you and try to play that ball into Cunha. But as always, it's a lot easier to see this from our angle than when everything's going a million miles a second. Question number 13 now. Odegaard driving forward, slips Gyökeres out wide. What should Gyökeres do here next? Should he A, just hit a quick shot towards goal? B, should he clip the ball towards the back post for Martinelli? C, smash this ball near post for Martinelli? Or D, cut this ball back for Odegaard? The answer here is B, clip this ball back post for Martinelli. The reason for this is because United are so shifted towards that near post, towards Gyökeres even, that near post ball is going to be a little difficult. I think the space is at the back post. And again, as a defender marking this, it's really difficult when that ball goes over your head like that. Question number 14. Ball comes into Luke Shaw. Saka rounds his run and cuts off that wide area, forcing Luke Shaw inside. Where should Shaw play this ball next? A, play back to his goalkeeper. B, clip it to Euro on the opposite side. C, try to find Bruno Fernandez's feet. Or D, clear it, clip it up to one of your strikers and try to have them hold onto the ball. For me, the clear answer here is D, clip it into your strikers. It's 2v2 up there right now. I think playing it up top is the best case scenario with the lowest risk and highest reward. Euro is open on the opposite side, but that ball is incredibly dangerous. I don't think the risk is worth the reward there. And I think you'd even set yourself and your team up for better success by playing into your strikers who are 2v2 right here. Question number 15. Ball comes out to Casemiro. Where should this ball go next? Should he A, switch this ball out to Dorgu on the opposite side? B, play Mason Mount cutting inside and behind here? C, try to find Cunha's feet checking in? Or D, turn out, play the ball back to De Ligt and keep possession of the ball? I think the answer here is A. Arsenal are so shifted over to this far side that there's a lot of space to exploit on this opposite side. I don't think there's anything wrong with cutting the ball back and keeping possession, but when you have a team shifted over that much, the worst thing, the last thing they want to do is have to run back and over to the opposite side. Question number 16, build out for Manchester United. Really good press from Arsenal. Ball goes into Luke Shaw. How should Saka press the ball? Should he A, run straight at Shaw, B, round his run inside to cut off the middle, C, round his run outside to cut that wide channel, or D, sit back, there's no need to press? The answer here is C, round the run wide and cut off the only pass that they can break this press. Any other decision, running your run inside, sitting back, or just running straight at Shaw, you now are going to have to do a 60, 80-yard recovery run all the way back because Shaw's just going to open up and play wide, and now it's a counterattack. Question number 17, Dorgu receives the ball with Mason Mount making a run in behind. How should Ben White maneuver his body to best defend this? Should he A, round his run slightly inside to cut off the middle, B, drop off Dorgu and instead take Mason Mount's run in behind, C, round his run wide to block that pass down the line, or D, drop off and front that passing lane into Mason Mount? The answer here is C, continue your press, but round your run so that you're blocking that pass down the line. If you're Ben White, you have to trust that either your center back or your center mid is going to follow Mason Mount here. And the best thing you can do is apply pressure to make that pass a little bit more difficult and to try to maneuver your body so that you're blocking that passing lane. Question number 18, kind of tough to see here with the light, but it's a 3v2 counterattack for Arsenal. How should De Ligt and Euro deal with this? A, should Euro step to Kai Havertz and De Ligt take Rice's run in behind? B, should De Ligt step to Kai Havertz and Euro take Rice's run in behind? C, should Euro and De Ligt both step to the ball? Or D, should Euro and De Ligt both drop off? I think the answer is B. De Ligt is already beat here, so if Euro steps to the ball aggressively, all it takes is one slip pass and it can be a 1v1 to goal. The safest option defensively is what they do here. Euro just needs to drop off, block the middle, cover what's most dangerous on the field, and then De Ligt recovering should step to the ball. Question number 19, as this ball comes into Luke Shaw and Cunha starts his run out wide, popping wide, what should Dorgu's movement be? Should he A, stay high and wide, B, try to make a run in behind, C, drop back and allow Cunha to step higher, or D, step inside into this pocket of space. Now, this is another tough one. I don't mind the running behind. I don't think that's the worst option or worst thing to do, but usually when you have somebody popping out wide and you're doing that sort of rollout movement, you want to do the opposite. You want to go inside now. Question number 20, what should Cunha's off-ball movement here look like in order to best receive the ball? A, should he just check in? B, running behind into this space? C, recycle his run and get into the box? Or D, take a few steps backwards and drop off? The answer here is B, running behind into this space. As a player, you always have to look where the space is, where the line is a little bit off balance, where would I as a defender not want that ball to be played? And I think the answer here is right into that space and behind. So anyway, guys, this is another tactical IQ quiz done. As always, these aren't perfect. There's always a million things you can do on the field. That's what makes this game so great, is that there's never just one way to play, but I really do try my hardest to find situations where I think there's one answer that sticks out above the rest. If you answered 18 questions or more correctly, congratulations, you fall into the pro level. If you answered 15 to 17 questions correctly, that is the semi-pro level. If you answered 12 to 14 questions correctly, that is the amateur level. And if you answered 11 questions or less, unfortunately, we're going to say you need some work. Continue to do these tactical IQ quizzes. Anyway, guys, please let me know what you scored in the comment section. If there's anything else that you disagreed with, any stuff that you want to talk about, let me know. I really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, peace.